Onto the field, we will have the invocation given by the Archbishop of New Orleans, Archbishop Philip H. Hannon.
Ladies and gentlemen, to give the invocation and to offer a prayer for peace is a...
Hi, I'm Pat Sullivan, quarterback of the Auburn Tigers.
And I'm Jack Mildren, quarterback of the Oklahoma Sooners. I strongly recommend you stay tuned to ABC's exclusive coverage of the Sugar Bowl game, which would be a classic example of fast-moving, high-scoring offensive football. As most of you know, college football presents an infinite variety of offensive formations.
Oklahoma's offensive set is the offense of the future, the triple option wishbone. And in Jack Mildren, the Sooners have a leader who can run, pass, and who has the quickness and the athletic ability to perfectly run the wishbone.
Auburn has a totally different concept. They employ the wide-open passing formation used by most professional teams. They have two outstanding wide receivers, and their quarterback is a superb passer, who incidentally won the Heisman Trophy this year. Pat, how did you feel when Howard Cosell said that the Heisman Trophy was an absurd, meaningless award?
As Dandy Don Meredith would say, I'd rather not talk about old Howard.
On that note, let's join Chris Schenkel and the rest of the ABC sports announcing and production team that brought you outstanding coverage of college football this fall. This ABC Sports exclusive, which should be exciting, fast-paced, and totally oriented toward offensive football, is brought to you by
Chevrolet, building a better way to see the USA. By Autolite power-tipped spark plugs made with solid nickel chrome electrodes. They last and last and last. By Money, Mutual of New York. Whether it's life or health insurance, individual or group, it's good to have money in your future. And by Holiday Inn, the most accommodating people in the world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Sugar Bowl is bursting at the seams with Sooner and War Eagle fans. And Bill Fleming, Bud Wilkinson, and I wish the very best for you in '72 and a healthy year as well. And Bud, this is just a perfect match of two national powers, and I'd suggest that no one leave their television sets because you may miss the first of many touchdowns.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting game, Chris, and I think it'll swing on these points. Auburn needs to get their running attack moving to set up their passing, and of course they've got to avoid throwing the interception. Oklahoma runs a high-risk offense. The operation of the ball down the line of scrimmage in the triple option means you're going to fumble it some, but they can't afford to lose the ball to Auburn when they fumble, if they do, and hopefully they cannot fumble very much if they're going to win. In addition to that, they have got to keep Auburn from throwing the long pass for the touchdown. Confine those completions to short gains if possible.
I like the two gentlemen that opened the show here from New Orleans, Louisiana, where the temperature is 70 degrees. Pat Sullivan, just a remarkable thrower.
Well, Sullivan and Mildren are very contrasting styles of quarterback. Mildren being a very strong runner, exceptionally strong, very good passer also, but very adept along the line of scrimmage, very adept in using the options of the wishbone tee. Sullivan, on the other hand, is a classic drop-back quarterback with remarkable ability to maneuver when he's dropped back to throw. He's only been trapped 6 times during the entire season.
We'll tell you more about these two teams later. Right now, here at the Sugar Bowl on the artificial turf, let's go down to our colleague, Bill Fleming.
Today, Oklahoma will introduce its 11 offensive starters. First of all, a tight end from Oklahoma City, number 82, Albert Chandler. Left tackle from Lakewood, Ohio, number 60, Dean Unruh. Left guard from Tulsa, number 73, Darrell Emmert. Center from Midland, Texas, number 54, Tom Brahaney. Right guard from Omaha, number 72, Ken Jones. Right tackle from Yukon, Oklahoma, number 79, Robert Jensen. Split end from Abilene, Texas, number 12, John Harrison. At quarterback from Abilene, number 11, Jack Mildren. Left half from Clinton, Oklahoma, number 35, Roy Bell. Fullback from Hennessy, Oklahoma, number 17, Leon Crosswhite. Right half from Houston, Texas, number 30, Greg Pruitt. And the head coach of the Sooners, Chuck Fairbanks. Good luck, Chuck.
Thank you very much. I hope we have a great ball game.
5. And now for Auburn, the 11 starting seniors today. Defensive right tackle from Birmingham, Alabama, number 69, Tommy Yearout. Defensive right end from Birmingham, number 92, Bob Brown. Middle linebacker from Decatur, Georgia, number 39, John Hayworth. Tight end from Columbus, Mississippi, number 86, Robbie Robinette. Left tackle from Montgomery, Alabama, number 74, Danny Spigner. Center from Dalton, Georgia, number 50, Bill McManus. Right guard from Alex City, Alabama, number 60, Larry Hill. At split end from Montgomery, Alabama, number 88, Terry Beasley. At fullback from Oneonta, Alabama, number 24, Tommy Lowry. Wingback from Birmingham, number 89, Dick Schmalz. Quarterback from Birmingham, Alabama, number 7, Pat Sullivan. And the head coach of the Auburn Tigers, Shook Jordan. Good luck, Shook.
Thank you very much. It's a big day.
Sure is. So there it is, a big day. You bet. And back to our broadcast booth, Chris Schenkel and Bud Wilkinson.
The pregame activities have been concluded. We'll be back for the opening kickoff here at the exciting Sugar Bowl in exciting New Orleans, Louisiana. Yes, we await the start of the 38th annual Sugar Bowl Classic, which climaxes a 7-day sports festival here in New Orleans. From the far side, Jack Mildren, 11, 21, Glenn Cagg, and number 43, Steve Aycock, the tri-captains for Oklahoma. Auburn, Pat Sullivan, 7, 69, Tommy Yearout.
Captain Yearout, Captain Aycock, Captain Mildren, and Captain King. Gentlemen, the other officials today, Mr. John McClintock will be your field judge. Mr. Gordon Pettis will be your back judge. Mr. Ed Copeland will be your head linesman. Mr. Earl Shostrom will be your clock operator. Mr. Cliff Squires will be your umpire. Gentlemen, you are the visiting team. Who's going to call it for me? Call it in the air. If I drop it, I'll flip it again. Call it in the air. Heads, he called. It is head. You have one to call. Will you get on this side, please, and you on this side? You all one, and you will receive. You will defend this goal. Good luck, men.
So there you have it. Referee James Hartley, Oklahoma winning the toss. They will receive, and incidentally, one of the 3 Oklahoma captains, Glenn King, not in the Oklahoma football uniform, but with the Oklahoma jacket, injured, a native of Jacksboro, Texas.
We have a reasonably strong wind blowing from the right to the left of your screen, but again, we talked about the offensive potential of these two teams. You knew that whichever team won the toss was certainly going to take the ball, not the wind.
And here are the men who are the first men off the ball to set up that wishbone. Al Chandler, the split end, number 82. The tight end is number 12. John Harrison, at only 5 feet 9 and about 160 pounds. He is a tiny little guy, and the split end should be Harrison and not Chandler. You'll see plenty of number 12. Jack Mildren, of course, number 11 is the quarterback. Greg Pruitt, sensational. He's like a water bug as he flits across the football field. While number 17 is the power plunger, who is the nearest man to the quarterback in the wishbone, Leon Crosswhite, and then Roy Bell. Deep we have number 30, Pruitt, and number 22, Joe Wiley, 2 sensational athletes.
Pruitt has averaged 9.4 yards on every carry, and when you played a schedule that includes such teams as Southern California, Texas, Colorado, it's one of the most amazing statistics I've ever heard in college football.
Roger Pruitt, P-R-U-E-T-T, moves the ball for Auburn. Looking at it now, number 22, Joe Wiley, but 30. Greg Pruitt says, I have it. Out to the 5, the 10, the 15. Coming way outside. And a good gang tackle by the Auburn kick defenders at about the 22-yard line. The charge by the Auburn tacklers, led by Owens, number 43. So, the Sooners, winners of 10 games. Their only loss to Nebraska, a game I'm sure you watched here on ABC television, 35-31. Averaging nearly 45 points a game, setting 4 national records, 9 Big 8 records. Here they are, Jack Mildren, number 11, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Look at that, Jack Mildren. Oh, what variety from that wishbone from the 22 to the 40 as David Langner of Birmingham made the tackle.
For those of you that saw the Alabama-Auburn game may recall the little fake step by the quarterback Davis of Alabama to try to take away the quick keys of the defense. There's that little fake step by Mildren, and the full pivot coming to the opposite side to slow up the keys of the linebackers.
17 yards, first down at the Oklahoma 39. Harrison set to the far side of the field, number 12. Bell, Crosswhite, and Pruitt ready. So is Mildren. Tommy Yearout, co-captain of the Auburn team, number 69, made the tackle. As you see, the umpire has spotted the ball at the 42-yard line for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7, Bud.
The Auburn defense is going to try to pressure Oklahoma, hitting all of the seams. If you guess right, you're going to stop them for short yardage, but if you guess wrong, there's a lot of room to run in the secondary when you commit that many men.
Harrison to the wide side of the field, or away from us as we watch it here on a perfect day for football, 70 degrees. Ooh, Greg Pruitt hit hard, right around the chest first of all, as he gets up to the 45 and across it. Bill Luca, number 52 of Memphis, Tennessee, a sophomore. 52 and number 92, Bob Brown.
Let's watch Luca, the fine sophomore linebacker, number 52. Here he is pursuing, straightening up, and as Pruitt comes in, taking him on with that perfect form, squarely and stopping him cold.
Now it's 3rd down and 3 for Oklahoma at their own 46. No score. Minute and a half has gone by. And trying to get the first down, the fullback on the first carry, Leon Crosswhite of Hennessy, Oklahoma, number 17. So the Sooners have the drive going, and for the first time are in Auburn territory at the 49.5. Dave Beck on the tackle.
It's a particularly tough offense to defense because the men that might get the ball can get it from the center all the way out around the corner. If you've got to fill all of those holes, it's very difficult to have good pursuit.
Mildren, who threw 10 touchdown passes this year, has yet to throw one. Now from the 49 of Auburn, first down. Crosswhite, second consecutive carry, and he moves closer to about the 44 of Auburn. Dean Unruh blocking forward for the Sooner Wishbone, while John Hayworth, number 39, the middle linebacker, made the tackle.
The reason Oklahoma's offense has rolled up this yardage is the great explosive charge of the offensive line. They really do move off the ball together and carry it across the line of scrimmage to the opponents.
6.5 yard average on rushing. Pruitt. Oh! Gazelle-like speed. Greg Pruitt, number 30. 3rd in the Heisman Trophy balloting behind Pat Sullivan, whom you have yet to see throw today, and Ed Marinero as Johnny Simmons stopped Pruitt at the 36.
And that's one of the hardest plays in football. Simmons certainly deserves great credit for being able to tackle Pruitt in the open field. You get a man of his speed headed upfield where you don't have any angle against the sidelines. Take him on squarely is an effective job.
6 snaps, 42 yards for the Wishbone. First down. Jack Mildren, one of the 11 scholar athletes, honored by the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame, is stopped by Benny Sylvie of Blountsville, Alabama.
That line takeoff is very important on the last play. They made 4 yards on the play, and as you looked at it, it didn't appear like they made much of anything, but the line is so fast across the line of scrimmage that they do knock the opponents off the line.
About 12 minutes remaining in the first quarter, no score. 2nd down and 6 for Oklahoma at the Auburn 31. The Abilene, Texas quarterback, Jack Mildren, showing his toughness, getting an extra yard as the Rover. Mike Neal, number 40, makes the stop. It's a first down at the 23. Mildren, 4 carries, 32 yards.
Mildren's an exceptionally durable quarterback. This is an offense where he's carrying the ball much of the time, as you've seen. He's going to get wrapped on almost every play, and yet he has never been hurt at the University of Oklahoma.
Scoring, 31-point average for Auburn, nearly 45 for Oklahoma, holding their opponents to 14 and 17. Leon Crosswhite, the junior fullback, inside the 20 for the Sooners.
And you keep wondering, Chris, when are they going to put it in the air? Because you know it's one-on-one coverage out there with John Harrison. Harrison has averaged 29.1 yards per catch this year, which is indicative of how open he has been when Oklahoma has chosen to throw the ball.
An amazingly great blocker, too, at 5'9", 157 pounds. He goes to the left at the top of your screen with the ball. Let's call it the 20. It's 2nd and 7. Pruitt had a quick step movement forward, but the Auburn defense didn't yield beyond the 14 or 13. You're out in Luca, 69 and 52 on the tackle. Ball is placed at the 14, so it'll be a 3rd down and 1. 10.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. There is no score. If you just joined us, the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma-Auburn. Oklahoma won the toss, took the opening kickoff from their own 22, now with a 3rd and 1 at the 14. Mildren, 11, 12, Harrison, 82, Chandler to the near side. Pruitt, number 30, A first down for the Sooners. Bob Jensen, the right tackle, blocking beautifully. Tackle made by Year Out at the 9, first and goal.
And that's a very familiar play to people who are familiar with old split T football. Just the outside handoff with Pruitt hitting it straight ahead, getting a fine block from Jensen to break it outside the tackle.
This is the 12th play in this drive that started at their own 22 at the Auburn 9, first and goal. Loose ball. Mildren fumbled the ball inside the 5. Let's wait for the verdict from the officials. Well, the ball is at the 4, Bud, and Oklahoma retains possession.
Let's watch it again. A little disagreement among the fans, but not among the officials. You can see Bell moving to the inside, looking for a man to block, then moving on downfield to block, which picked up the safety man Jensen. And there's the fine hit by Beck, which knocked the ball loose. It appeared that Auburn had it, but they didn't quite hold it.
Harrison split to the near side, second and goal from the 4. Touchdown, Crosswhite. The fullback, Crosswhite, with nearly 700 yards during the regular season, gets the first touchdown. That is Harrison, number 12, going to the far sideline. And here's Crosswhite, number 17, as Oklahoma has marched 78 yards in 13 plays to lead with 9 minutes and 1 second to go in the first quarter. John Carroll will try the point after. Carroll from Norman, Oklahoma, has hit on 53 of 62 extra points. Mildren holding. The kick. No good.
The snap was a little bit high, Chris, and didn't quite get the ball back down on the tee quickly enough.
And in disbelief, Jack Mildren stayed on that one knee for 10 seconds, it seemed. Nevertheless, we have a timeout at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Following the Oklahoma touchdown and the missed extra point to the far side, James Owens, number 43. Terry Henley to the near side, number 23, await John Carroll's kick. They controlled the ball, the Sooners, for about 6 minutes, going 78 yards in 13 plays. Crosswhite scoring into the gusting wind now. At the 5, it's Henley. 10, 15 for Auburn. 20, 25. Oh, he needed just about 3 steps, and he might have been gone. Ken Holstein, a sophomore from McCook, Nebraska, makes the tackle for Oklahoma at the Auburn 30, we'll call it. So now we get a look at the Heisman Trophy winner. 88 is Beasley, 86 is Robinette, and here's the backfield for Pat Sullivan. Unger 22, Schmalz 89, and 24, Tommy Lowry. Oklahoma leading 6-0. 8 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cannon to the near side of the field. Sullivan. Bounce trapped. Incomplete. Terry Beasley, number 88 from Montgomery, Alabama, the intended receiver.
One of the psychological problems Auburn faces, Oklahoma is going to eat up the clock when they get the ball as their line charges so effectively. And when you do get the ball, as Auburn now has, you have a tendency to press a little bit because you wonder when will we get it back again if we don't score this time.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Pat Sullivan, number 7. To the near side, number 88, Terry Beasley, his favorite receiver. And mixing up the second play, we have the fullback, Tommy Lowry, number 24, carrying for a nice gain, up to about, well, let's call it the 33. There you see Oklahoma's scoring drive. Touchdown by Crosswhite, 78 yards, 13 plays.
Oklahoma, excuse me, Chris, Oklahoma defensively is going to put the big rush on all the time, where they'll rush with 3 men and try to cover with 8.
Pat Sullivan on a 3rd and 7. Seems like he's pushing the ball instead of really winging it like he normally does. Again, short to Terry Beasley as O'Shaughnessy was covering 88 Beasley on the play. Here's Sullivan coming to the near sideline. The Heisman Trophy winner. It's 4th down and 7 at the Sugar Bowl.
And I would agree with you, Chris, that he pressed just a little bit on that series of downs. I'm sure, however, that as this game goes along, a boy of his caliber will loosen up and drill it as he has all year.
Great athlete Joe Wiley will kick to either David Beverly, or rather David Beverly will kick to either Joe Wiley or Harrison up closer. It's Wiley at his own 20 for Oklahoma. Look at that. Talk about gang tackling by the Auburn folks following a 47-yard punt. Beasley helping on the tackle, number 88. You know, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's NBA basketball. The Milwaukee Bucks, hosted by the New York Knickerbockers from the fabulous Madison Square Garden. That's this Monday night on ABC. The telecast will be seen live in the New York area. So join Bill Russell and me for the first of many weekly NBA games of the week. All right, defensively, Auburn has some great folks. Welsh, Sibley, Flynn, Luca, Yearout, and Brown up front, but it's tough to stop the wishbone. And Greg Pruitt made the move from the 22 far to the outside, out to about the 28-yard line. Hayworth on the tackle.
Tommy Yearout also looking like a pass receiver who's dropped one. He had that shot about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but Pruitt had just a little bit of superior quickness. The Auburn defense is perhaps the smallest that we've seen all year. Their linemen average 216, linebackers 196, secondary 172. The Oklahoma offensive line against them averages 233 pounds.
Oklahoma 2nd and 5 from their own 27. Crosswhite, who scored the touchdown for Oklahoma moments ago, brings it up to the 30 of the Sooners. Larry Taylor, number 75, the defensive left tackle for Auburn, made the stop. Pruitt has carried the ball 5 times for 29 yards. And as Bud mentioned earlier, he's been averaging 9.4 per carry. Now it's Harrison coming to the near side of the field on a 3rd down and 2. And the Auburn defense has not only stopped Oklahoma, but they may have recovered a loose ball. Pruitt was the ball carrier.
And that was the inside belly play, the first play to Crosswhite, then the handoff to Pruitt coming around. It's supposed to be a safe play. Ball was fumbled, but once again, by the time they uncovered, Oklahoma had it.
Roy Bell got over it, we believe, Bud.
Let's take a look at it again. There's the first fake to Crosswhite as Mildren really steps out wide to get to him quickly. There's the 2 blockers going in. And Yearout forced the play, and the ball is loose. Bouncing around, and Oklahoma does recover, even though Auburn is signaling we have it.
Joe Wiley back to kick on 4th down and 2, one of the very few times that they've been forced to punt this year. Here's the kick to the Auburn folks. Fair catch called for, and wisely at the 40-yard line. The punt traveled 31 into a gusting wind.
Wiley's punt, fair caught by Simmons.
Johnny Simmons caught the punt. Timeout here at the 38th Annual Sugar Bowl. The score, Oklahoma 6, Auburn nothing.
Daniel Sinclair.
The Auburn Tigers 1st and 10 at their own 40 following an Oklahoma punt. Pat Sullivan, number 7. A mix-up on the handoff, and Oklahoma recovers. Raymond Hamilton, number 96, recovers the fumble for the Sooners. And they have the ball at the Auburn 41. Tough break for the Tigers. Auburn seemingly much tighter than the Sooners, as this is the first time they're meeting any team from the state of Oklahoma. It's the first Sugar Bowl appearance, however, their 4th straight bowl appearance. From the 41, Jack Mildren. Crosswhite carrying on the play. We have 5 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Oklahoma leading 6-0 as they failed on the extra point try. Bill Luca on the last tackle.
The comparisons between Oklahoma's great running and Auburn's sensational passing during the season. That was a very disappointing fumble for Auburn. Their defense had held, kept Oklahoma from making a 1st down after the exchange, and then they gave them field position.
Harrison at the bottom of your screen, number 12, 2nd and 5. Mildren dangerously faking the ball to the near side and holding it up there high where it could have popped loose. At the 33, that's a gain of 3, bringing up another 3rd down.
He's holding the ball high, Chris, so that he can make that quick pitch out. When it's held high, usually the tackler will come in and he'll go for the belt buckle or for the bottom part of the numbers. If you've got the ball high, you can get the ball off very quickly. This is Ray Hamilton, Oklahoma's great defensive left end.
He's very happy. He should be. He recovered the fumble. Now it's 3rd down and 2. Powering forward with the help of 72 Ken Jones and Chandler 82. Oklahoma gets a 1st down on Pruitt's carry as Larry Taylor makes the tackle at the 30. We've had one Oklahoma punt in 11 games this year. They only were forced to punt 26 times. For the Sooner offense, number 82, Albert Chandler, limps to the far side, replaced by 85, Mike McLaughlin of Cherokee, Oklahoma. 4 minutes, 41 seconds, first quarter. Jack Mildren again, quick feet. Stopped by John Hayworth near the 20.
First down is always key when you have a running attack ball possession type of offense as Oklahoma does. On first down thus far, Oklahoma's made 17 yards, 3, 9, 8, 3, and 9. If they can keep gobbling it up that way on first down, it's going to really put the continuing pressure on the Auburn defense.
Total yards, Oklahoma 108 as we look at the Sooner coach, Chuck Fairbanks. Auburn has 6 yards. Coming up to the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, Oklahoma leading 6-0. They have a 2nd and 1 at the Auburn 21. Mildren seemingly getting the first down, and he had a nifty block from the fullback, Leon Crosswhite.
And the defensive plan of Auburn is becoming more and more apparent. They're going to make Mildren keep the ball. They're going to try to avoid having Pruitt ever get the pitch out going wide, or Beller Wiley coming the other way going wide.
Mildren this year, incidentally, threw 10 touchdown passes and scored 17 touchdowns.
Timeout, Oklahoma.
Mildren going to the far sideline, and so is the co-captain of Auburn. We have a timeout at the Sugar Bowl where the temperature is 70 degrees. The score, Oklahoma 6, Auburn nothing. You're looking at 83,000 fans at the Sugar Bowl here on the bend of the Mississippi River in New Orleans, Louisiana. The game being played on artificial turf, and Oklahoma has dominated. They've had the ball on 22 snaps, Auburn only 5, and for Auburn, their only defeat of the year, it's probably reminiscent of their hapless performance against the powerful Crimson Tide of Alabama. Now it's 1st and 10 for Oklahoma at the 16 of Auburn. Roy Bell from Clinton, Oklahoma. Albert Chandler, the tight end for Oklahoma, injured his big toe on his left foot, and we have information that he'll be back in the lineup soon as we look at Pruitt. And speaking of the big toe, that's some way to start the new year. 2nd and 4.
A lot of that.
Greg Pruitt. Well, that's split-second timing, Bud, when you flip it out like Mildren does.
What a beautiful block also by Roy Bell. He knocked the cornerman Langner right off his feet.
And Bill Luca, a sophomore, finally made the tackle. It is a 1st and goal for the Sooners. They lead 6-0, coming up to the 3-minute mark of the first quarter.
1st and goal for Oklahoma after 6.
Oklahoma 124 yards, Auburn 6.
But Auburn has only had 4 offensive plays and 1 punt. Oklahoma dominating ball possession.
Right. From the 6. With unbelievable ease, Jack Mildren makes it 12-0 as they went 41 yards in 8 plays following a fumble recovery. Mildren, as we said, had scored 17 touchdowns on the year rushing, and he scored many of them just as easily as he did that with the great teamwork. This decision here probably, Bud, is that whether to go for 1 or 2.
And they should go for 2, Chris, I believe. Right. Whenever you have missed the first extra point, you might as well catch up. Try to go with 14 points or 12. Doesn't make too much difference. 13 doesn't help you.
All right, for 2 from the wishbone. Marker down. Mildren is across the goal line. Let's see what the marker indicates.
He went with the same play that he had scored on, but it wasn't quite as open.
James Artley, the referee, whom you met at the top of the telecast from New Orleans. Procedure or shift, I'm sure, coming up against the Sooners.
This time, Chris, I believe we will get the sure point, perhaps, rather than trying to figure you're going to make 8 yards against this type of defense.
All right, there's the signal, illegal motion on the part of the Sooners, so that brings the ball Let's see, it's back to the 8. And John Carroll, on a severe angle, will try the point after. Carroll failed as a result of a high snap on the first try, following the first touchdown. Let's see this one. Up and good.
That snap was on target,
wasn't it? 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the powerful Sooners from Norman, Oklahoma lead 13-0. They'll kick now to Auburn. And let's hope we can see Sullivan and Beasley go to work.
This is the touchdown from ground level. There's that little fake to the left of the screen. Mildren doing the full pivot to take off the quick keys of the linebackers. Faking to Bell. That freezes you're out. You're out moving into Bell. And with Pruitt faking wide, Mildren finds all kinds of daylight between Bell and Pruitt.
Jack Mildren, number 11.
Kind of looks like dummy scrimmage.
The Chevrolet Offensive Senior Player of the Year. We have James Owens to the far side, Terry Henley to the near side. 13-0 Oklahoma in the lead in the white uniforms. Into a gusting wind. Here's the kick. And it's fielded by one of the larger folks, number 20, Terry Page. Terry Page tackled by number 46, Ricky Stokes. So they will try to move the ball now from their own 27, trailing 13-0. You know, this summer, ABC Sports will present the world's greatest sporting spectacle, the 20th Olympiad, via satellite from Munich, Germany. 65 hours of nightly and weekend daytime coverage of international sports excitement. All of it on ABC. Beasley to the near side. Sullivan floating one out, intended for Lowry. And the Auburn fans weren't too keen about the way Sullivan was treated by the rushing Derlin Moore. 0 for 3, Pat Sullivan.
And the Oklahoma defense is going to play it that way. They're either going to put extreme pressure on Sullivan, or they're going to give him a reasonable amount of time as they try to have 8 people back in the secondary covering. They would like, however, to pressure him because they believe that he throws the ball so well that if he has time, he's going to hit the receiver.
2:55 left in the first quarter, 13-0 Oklahoma. Auburn, third time they've had the ball, 2nd and 10. Lucius Selman in quickly, and a marker is down. The ball is at the 21. A 6-yard loss. Coming in for Auburn. Number 70, Glenn Gordon. Replacing number 77, Mac Lorendo. Illegal procedure against Auburn declined. A 6-yard loss. It'll be third down and 16 at the 21. 2 minutes, 48 seconds to go. First quarter, Oklahoma 13, Auburn nothing. Beasley to the far side. And the Sooners show their defensive might. Before he could move more than 2 yards, Lowry was stopped by Moore.
The story of the Oklahoma team during the season, Chris, was great offense, but just a rather ordinary defense. Here in the first quarter of this Sugar Bowl game, they've looked as good defensively as anyone we've seen.
Auburn minus 2 yards. 4th and 19 for the War Eagles. Back to punt is David Beverly. Joe Wiley from Henderson, Texas, is awaiting the kick. Bad snap. Kick is a beauty with the wind following it. Wiley at his own 30. Wiley, the great athlete, getting blocked, and he is going to score. 70 yards, Joe Wiley, the junior. Joe Wiley, who this year averaged 40 yards, returning punts. Just showed you how to do it. 70 yards, Bud, and what blocking he got along the sideline.
Perfect team play. The kick was a little bit too deep for the coverage. Whenever you do that, and the team knows how to block on the punt return. You hit the corner as Wiley did. He turned up inside, the man protecting outside, picked up the wall of blockers, and he was home free after he'd gone about 10 yards.
Now Oklahoma will try for 2 following their 3rd touchdown. Mildren may throw his first pass of the day. Knocked down, incomplete.
And Oklahoma obviously missed the signal on the play, the first bad play they've run.
But they're in good shape, leading 19-0 with 1:55 seconds to go. And let's look at Wiley's punt return, which started just inside the 30.
Watch the great block here. There's one missed tackle, and then watch the Oklahoma lineman go to work. There's the great block on number 24, Lowry, and everyone else is knocked down. There's the last key block, and Wiley has got great speed. Put him in a foot race on the field, and he's going to win it.
So the team that led America in rushing, in scoring, and in total offense are here in the Sugar Bowl, leading Auburn 19-0. John Carroll will kick into the wind as we look at Wiley, number 22, who has been a straight A student all his life, except for 1B in his junior year in high school in an art course. He has a perfect 4-point grade average at Oklahoma.
He's a 4.0 football player, too.
And he has been injured. He had a blood clot on his thigh, injured both ankles early in the season, but he appeared fit on the last run. The trouble with the breeze and the ball there at the 40. Now Carroll is ready. Owens and Henley are ready to our right. Low kick. Owens looking at it. 10, 15, 25. Good run back by Owens, number 43. The Auburn Tigers getting the ball back to the...
Some of the fans over there, Chris, feel that he had his knee in the ground as he trapped the ball, and the ball should have been dead at that point, but I don't agree.
I don't either. More important, the officials says it's all right.
Well, and the back judge is right there looking at it.
Yes.
You can watch it again right here. Here's the ball bouncing, as you can see. And he has it. And it does look like his knee did go to the ground, but I think he was moving all of the time. And the official gave him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but his knee definitely is on the ground.
All right, for Auburn, 1st and 10 from the 29. And again, the pass off the mark. Beasley, the intended receiver. O'Shaughnessy covering for Oklahoma. And Sullivan really rifled that one. As we look at his counterpart for the Sooners, Jack Mildren, majoring in petroleum land management with a 3.3 grade average. So it's 2nd down and 10 for Auburn. Oklahoma leading 19-0, 1:46 to go, first quarter. Oh, Harry Unger, the deep back from Fayette, Alabama, sprung loose. John Shelley making the tackle, and the play was stopped at the 46.
Minute and 39 left, Chris, and that's the first successful play that Auburn has run.
John Shelley, Oklahoma's top interceptor, appears to have been shaken up on the play. He made a great tackle on Unger, who was on his way. Clouds forming here in New Orleans. There was about a 50% chance of rain, as ABC Sports brings you another of our bowl games. We have another next Saturday from Honolulu, Hawaii, the Hula Bowl. And there is Shelley, the senior from Oklahoma City, going to the far sideline with assistance. Oklahoma with 8 first downs. Auburn has just earned its first down. And the ball is at the 46. Minute 39 to go, first quarter. Hope you're enjoying the game wherever you are, on the snowy slopes of Colorado, or in Honolulu, Bud, where we'll be going, or in New York.
And it's interesting, Chris, that Auburn is not yet to complete a pass.
Sullivan looking for his favorite target. Beasley, who had the step. He is 0 for 5 now, but the rush has been fabulous on Sullivan. And there we look at John Shelley, who was shaken up in tackling Harry Unger.
The score 19-0, Chris. I think we ought to recall for some of the people that in the grudge game of 1970 between Alabama and Auburn, Alabama led 17-0. Auburn coming back to win. So this is a team that does know how to come from behind.
Good point, Bud. Beasley set away from the line, as is Schmaltz, to the near side on 2nd and 10. Lowry in motion. That was Beasley. And some days, Bud, it's a little difficult to hang on to some of those bullets, and they are really traveling that ball.
I'm a great believer in any game, Chris, in the percentages of the game, and Beasley is just too fine a receiver, and above all, Sullivan's too good a thrower to go on without having any completions or many completions. The odds will begin to even up. He'll begin to get on track and hit some.
55 catches for number 88, Beasley. To the near side, we have Henley and Schmaltz on 3rd and 10. Well, Beasley pulled it in and then was tackled by Kenny Pope of Galveston, Texas. And for the first time, Auburn is in Oklahoma territory at about the 47.
Let's watch it in dual isolation. Beasley to the left, Sullivan to the right. Perfectly timed, simple look-in pattern. Beasley well covered on the play by Pope.
And now on 4th down and about 3, David Beverly will punt. Joe Wiley, who received the last punt and went 70 yards for the score, just allows it to go through the end zone for a touchback. Oklahoma leading 19-0 with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. They scored on a 78-yard march. Then they came back on a 41-yard march following a fumble recovery, and then scored on a 70-yard punt return.
And I'm sure some people wonder a little bit, why did they punt there? It's still early in the game. They didn't want to sacrifice field position if they failed to make the first down. They were hoping, of course, the ball would not go into the end zone, that they'd pin them deep in their own territory.
All right, Oklahoma from their own 20, from the wishbone. Greg Pruitt, number 30, for about 4 yards on the play. 51 for Auburn is Flynn. 39 is Hayworth.
Drive percentages thus far. This is Oklahoma's 4th possession. They've scored twice on possession and stopped once by Auburn.
John Shelley, who was injured tackling, was hit in the head probably by a knee. So he's a little groggy, but they feel that he'll be back in the Oklahoma defense when needed. 2nd and 6 from the 24. Roy Bell from Clinton, Oklahoma, a fine senior back. Mike Flynn making the tackle on number 35. Bell, a 205-pounder.
That's the first time that we've seen the counterplay from the wishbone. The quarterback faking to the right of the screen, then handing the ball back to Bell. It's a very difficult play if you're going fast with the first fake.
On 26 rushes, Oklahoma has amassed 151 yards. At the end of the first quarter, the score, Oklahoma 19, Auburn nothing. Rarely do you see a team so powerful and so smoothly operated as the Oklahoma Sooners. And right off, following a 19-point first quarter, you might say that they should be playing here in the Sugar Bowl on January 16th. They're that good. Wow.
The first quarter statistics, a very clear indication of the dominance of Oklahoma. And that time of possession at the bottom is the all-important statistic. Auburn needs to have the ball to get in the game, and Oklahoma is very tough to get the ball from.
So Jack Mildren, 1st and 10 from the 40, his own.
Get that ball, bro!
Greg Pruitt, marker down. John Hayworth, one of the Auburn tacklers, joined by number 92, Bob Brown.
Talking about getting the ball, Chris, that's why defense is so important. If you don't stop them, make them kick the ball, then the only other way you get it is to receive a kickoff, and it's relatively hard to win if you're getting the ball by receiving kickoffs.
Number 69, Tommy Yearout, co-captain for the Auburn defense, accepts the penalty, moving the ball to the 35. And there is an illegal motion penalty. That's the second one against the wishbone here in the game, as we have 14:57 to go in the first half. Incidentally, the halftime sensational. Peter Gennaro, the great dancer and choreographer, joining the Southern University Band, the Pride of Oklahoma Band, and the Auburn War Eagle Band. First and 15. Pruitt getting back to the 39. There's number 51. Flynn, you're out, also got a hand on the ball carrier at the 39.
If Oklahoma continues to dominate possession, it's going to become a physical contest, stamina-wise, between the Oklahoma offensive team and the Auburn defensive team.
Of course, Alabama, Bud, in the game we televised, controlled the ball about 75% of the game with their wishbone and occasionally an eye. Second down and 11 from their own 39, Oklahoma. Mildren. Chandler was the intended receiver, but the Russian secondary coverage was too good. Bob Brown and number 51, Mike Flynn, in on the play, and Mildren trapped for a loss. At the 37, a loss of only 2. It'll be third down and 13. Chandler, incidentally, is back in the Oklahoma lineup, number 82. Covering Chandler, who went out on a deep pattern, we had Langner, 23, and 27, Simmons. So, third and 13.
Get him back there.
That pass was intended for Harrison, number 12, the teammate of Jack Mildren at Abilene Cooper High School. Bob Brown again putting the rush on Mildren. Fourth down and 13, Bud.
Let's watch Bob Brown, number 92. He's a 230-pound senior. Here he comes. This is Chandler, number 82 for Oklahoma, dropping off to block. Two big men. Chandler's 234. Brown pivoting, and maybe a little use of hands there by the offensive player and maybe the defense. A lot of collision.
Wiley to punt. The second punt for Oklahoma. Simmons is deep, and the kicker was really decked on the play. The punt caught at about the 30 as it traveled 32 yards. Johnny Simmons carefully caressing it between the 30 and 31. This is the 38th annual Sugar Bowl with timeout. The score here in New Orleans, Oklahoma 19, Auburn nothing. Back again at the Sugar Bowl.
Let's watch the punt again. Wiley back, and this is a tough judgment call on the part of the referee who's standing right there looking at it. Was Flynn blocked into the kicker, or is this roughing the kicker? There's the block, and I think the play was called properly. He was blocked into it by the fullback, Crosswhite.
13 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the first half here at the Sugar Bowl, with Oklahoma leading 19-0. Oklahoma scoring all 19 points in the first quarter. A 70-yard punt return, a touchdown on a 41-yard drive, and another on a 78. And now Pat Sullivan from his own 31, first down, keeping it on the ground. Lowry on top, Ray Hamilton, joined by Mark Driscoll underneath, number 59. Its forward spot is marked at the 33, so it'll be a second down and 8. Oklahoma on defense now. Schmaltz and Beasley set to the far side of the field. That was number 23, junior Terry Henley from Oxford, Alabama, who gets the ball across the 35 to the 36, bringing up a 3rd and 5 as Selman helped on the tackle.
I think occasionally Auburn's going to be able to run the ball successfully, but to get in the game, they obviously have got to begin to hit some of their passes. Oklahoma's a tough team to run on. Their line is big. Their linebackers are big. Their secondary has been a little vulnerable.
3rd and 5 for Pat Sullivan. Tommy Lowry out of bounds, the official says, near the 42. Enough for the first down. Kenny Pope covering on the play. Oh, the roar is for the War Eagles.
Very crucial series of downs for Auburn. They need to put a touchdown on the board on this possession.
I'll tell you, they'll score a few points with the viewers at halftime with their majorettes. And here's the War Eagle, number 4, a Golden Eagle. Jimmy Ferris, his handler. From the eye. Two wide receivers. There's one of them. Terry Beasley from Montgomery. Shaughnessy on the tackle. Marker down. Play started at the 42. Pat Sullivan, number 7, being talked to by the referee James Artley. So it apparently is against Oklahoma, the defense. Line of scrimmage was near the 42.
I think if you watch here, you'll be able to see Ray Hamilton take a step across the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped.
Offside. So the ball is walked off 5 yards forward.
And I was wrong. That's Driscoll, not Ray Hamilton, who stepped across the line. He's the linebacker. Little dual isolation on the last pass. Very quick look into Beasley. Great timing by Sullivan as he delivers the ball to him on the inside curl.
1st and 5 from the 47. Terry Henley, number 23, very close to a first down. Selman and Qualls, number 81, on the tackle for the Sooners. A measurement now called for the first time today. 11 minutes, 29 seconds to go in the first half. Oklahoma in the lead, 19-0, as these two teams are meeting for the very first time.
Your attention, please. White Street.
The Auburn team, most unusual and exciting team. The seniors on the team have won 25 of 30 games while playing for the Tigers. One loss this year, that was to Alabama.
I think that's one of the reasons they've been a little tight in the first quarter, Chris. They're trying so hard to make up for the game that they played against Alabama, where they had the ball only 15 minutes out of 60 minutes.
Auburn has moved the ball into Oklahoma territory for the second time. They now have it at the 49, which means they have less than a yard on second down for the first down. Beasley to the far side, Schmalz to the near side. Beasley the flanker. The split end is this way. There it goes to Schmalz. And the Auburn passing attack, clicking. Pope on the tackle. Schmalz getting to the 28-yard line, first down.
Let's watch it again. You'll see how Schmalz keeps his back between Pope, the defender, and the ball as Beasley lays it in there. There's just no way that the cornerman Pope could get to it.
So now from the 28 of Oklahoma, first down. Sullivan has thrown 9 times. He's completed 3 for 33 yards. Schmalz to the left, Beasley to the right, and the ball carrier is Lowry. Did he lose the handle?
He lost the handle, but I think that we're going to get one of those sort of same calls we had in the first quarter when Oklahoma fumbled twice.
Recovering was Jay Casey, number 65 from Selma, Alabama. This program is being brought to you as a special exclusive of ABC Sports. We'll pause 5 seconds now to allow local stations to identify themselves. The ball is at the Oklahoma 26. Second down and 8. 10 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first half. Oklahoma leading 19-0. Pat Sullivan. Too high, intended for Beasley.
Shook Jordan, and he knows he needs to get those points on the board this time. Great coach over a number of years.
60 years old, 21st year at Auburn, a graduate in 32. 146 wins, 67 losses, and 5 ties. Auburn now with 61 total yards, Oklahoma 153. Third down and 8. That was Unger, number 22, taking that pass in the flat from Sullivan. Pope making the tackle at the 23, a gain of 3. It's 4th down and 5, Bud.
I couldn't tell if he missed a signal or not, Chris. It looked to me like he was going to run the option play, that the timing was a little off on the snap, and he threw a forward pass instead of the normal come down the line and pitch the ball off on the option.
So the team representing the Southeastern Conference, Auburn, has called for a timeout as number 7, Pat Sullivan, the senior, comes to talk to the Auburn coaching staff. The Sugar Bowl, a holiday tradition here on ABC. With timeout, the score, Oklahoma 19, Auburn nothing. Quarterback Sullivan has returned to the Auburn huddle following a conference with Shug Jordan and Coach Lorendo, the offensive coordinator. Here's a 4th and 5 at the Oklahoma 23. Schmalz is set to the left. Split backs. Sullivan throwing behind Schmalz.
We had a little safety blitz that time, which forced Sullivan to throw a little bit before he was ready, although the Auburn backs did an excellent job of picking it up.
Albert Qualls putting the rush on Sullivan, who has completed 4 of 12.
I think that Auburn's poise will come back to them, Chris, as we go along, but thus far the offense has been a little bit tight, and if you're tight and your confidence is not quite there, well, you just don't have the timing necessary to make the offense move.
Of course, as you remember, Oklahoma played Nebraska here on ABC Thanksgiving Day, and on the following Saturday, Auburn played Alabama in Birmingham. Now the Sooners leading 19-0. 9 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the first half from their own 23. Jack Mildren, first down. Leon Crosswhite, 203-pound junior, stopped by Mike Flynn, number 51. Flynn is a sophomore from Miami, Florida, 5'10" and 190 pounds. He advances to the 32. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 for Oklahoma. That's Harrison at the top of your screen. Split end. Bell stopped just beyond the line of scrimmage by Tommy Yearout.
Let's watch Tommy Yearout, the 206-pound senior, number 69, moving around the block very, very quickly.
7 to go in the game. We hope you found sounded exciting.
Very good call that time, Chris. The fake was to Bell first, and then the handoff to Pruitt in the hole that normally Mildren has been keeping the ball as he runs a regular triple option, but that put a faster man with a head of steam hitting into the same area.
Harrison to the far side on the 1st and 10 from midfield. Pruitt getting yards in the fashion that he did all season long in 11 games, averaging 151.4 yards per game. Pruitt.
One of those people, Chris, every time he touches the ball, you kind of go, you might take it all away. That's if you're playing against it.
He has 94 yards today and 19 carries. 34-7 is Harrison, 12 to the near side. 2nd and 4 from the Auburn 44. Bell. Sevely making the tackle at the 42. So it will be a 3rd down and 2. Oklahoma, time of possession 33 minutes, 47 seconds. Auburn, 14 minutes, 59 seconds. Wishbone split end to the near side. Harrison. 3rd and 2.
He was just a stride away from it. Great fake by Crosswhite.
Greg Pruitt, 5'9", 176 pounds, getting the 1st down for Oklahoma. Ball near the 35. Get an idea of Pruitt's size. Next to 12, Harrison, who is also a short one. Harrison, 5'9". Mildren is a 6-footer, 199 pounds. Carrying the ball to the 28, a 7-yard gain.
They keep making that big gain on 1st down.
Bringing up a 2nd down and 3. Offensively for Oklahoma, it's Unruh, the left tackle, Emmert, the left guard, Rahaney, the center, Jones, the right guard, Jensen, the right tackle, Harrison and Chandler, the ends. Joe Wiley replaces Roy Bell, number 22. He's at the far side of the wishbone. On 2nd down, in about 3. Crosswhite. 1st down. Oklahoma's 23rd 1st down. This drive started at the 31 of Oklahoma. They have now reached the, let's call it the Auburn 22.
And the Oklahoma line continues to dominate and totally control the line of scrimmage. They move out across the line, clear it for about a yard, yard and a half, and that gives Mildren the room he needs in which to operate.
Three touchdowns for Mildren today. Nearly his 4th. Hayworth making the stop, joined by Neal, and Jack Mildren moved from the 22 to the 2.5 of Auburn. 1st and goal.
They've got that ability, Chris, to hit any place along that line of scrimmage. And as we've mentioned many times, the Auburn defense is very fearful of the pitch out, so they've been inside against Crosswhite, outside against the halfbacks on the pitch, and have given Mildren the room to run.
10th play in the drive. Mildren gives it to Pruitt. Look at that move to the outside. Cutting back in. 6 points. Oklahoma. 69 yards, 10 plays, and a dazzler. Greg Pruitt. (40-7) the score. 9:25 to go in the ball game. Greg Pruitt's 1st touchdown in the Sugar Bowl. He had 17 touchdowns during the regular season.
I've got to say, Chris, that I approve of the general defensive strategy used by Auburn. If you let Pruitt have that ball going wide with any room to run, it's liable to be 6 points any moment.
John Carroll misses on the try. So the score remains 40-7 here in the Sugar Bowl. At the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, we have a timeout. Down on the field, the score, the Sooners 40, the Tigers 7. Oklahoma with 40 points on the board. The last touchdown by Pruitt finalizing a 69-yard scoring drive in 10 plays, and they killed the clock for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Carroll, who filled in the point, kicks off. We have Owens chasing the ball for the Auburn Tigers. James Owens, number 43. Fumble out of bounds. Let's see that touchdown by the Sooners.
This will give you some idea why Pruitt averaged 9.4 yards per carry during the season. There's the pitch out, and it appears there is no place really for him to run. He fakes in and then goes back outside using that tremendous speed. Auburn reacts up. Langer turns him to the inside, or Summer rather. Now watch these moves here.
Slot formation to the near side for Auburn, including Beasley on the 22. Ball is kept on the ground. Unger carrying across the 25. The Oklahoma defense now includes Hamilton, Selman, Qualls, Driscoll, Moore, Struck, Nordgren, Roach, Pope, and O'Shaughnessy. You see the ball is just beyond the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Auburn. Schmalz, 89 to the near side. Beasley at the top of your screen is a flanker. Sullivan to Terry Henley, the junior from Oxford, Alabama. First down for the Tigers.
Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NBA basketball, the Milwaukee Bucks versus the New York Knicks from Madison Square Garden. That's this Monday night here on NBC. ABC. This telecast will be seen live in the New York City area.
Say, Bud, you read those promos pretty good.
Network.
It's all right. All this on ABC. Unger, intended receiver. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Kenny Pope covering on the play. Now there's a line, but the line on the field, we mean the Oklahoma offensive line, but we haven't given them enough credit today, helping that wishbone offense to work.
They really move it out.
Come on.
And now Auburn. Up front we have Spigner, Casey, McManus, Hill, Gordon, Robinette, Beasley, the split end to the far side. 2nd down and 10 at the 33. Quickie intended for Henley, number 23.
And Oklahoma is really doing a great job of covering against Smalls and Beasley. The only receivers that have any real room to operate are the backs coming out of the backfield. Sullivan trying to go to them.
So as you look at Smalls, 89, they are faced with a 3rd down and 10 at their own 33. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the game and trailing 40-7. Beasley to the near side. Sullivan setting up quickly. It was intended for Henley. Defensively, 28, Kenny Pope, a sophomore from Galveston, Texas.
Going into the game, everyone was a little bit concerned, the Oklahoma fans and many of the observers, about the ability of the Oklahoma defense. But this afternoon, they have played a great defensive football game. They've kept the pressure on Sullivan. Their secondary, with 2 exceptions, has been in perfect position against all the long passes, and actually the long ones that have been completed have been just marvelous execution.
Beverly will punt. Wiley, 22, whom you saw a moment ago in the white Oklahoma uniform, awaiting the kick. As Coach Chuck Fairbanks has put in some of his younger linemen defensively, give them experience for the coming season. Kick is high. Wiley at the 12. Wiley battles to about the 16, following a 55-yard punt by Beverly. The tackle made by Trace Rogers of Montgomery.
Very fine punt coverage that time by the Auburn line. When you kick the ball 55 yards, usually there's little room for the receiver to operate, but they did a marvelous job moving downfield with great speed.
Now Oklahoma, 1st and 10 from the 15. Mildren late coming into the Oklahoma huddle. About the only thing he's late for, bud.
He just got one more little bit of word from Chuck Fairbanks. What play to call on 1st down?
Over 100 yards by Mildren and 3 touchdowns. Everett Marshall and Welch are the setbacks. This is Wiley. And only a junior from Henderson, Texas.
That's why Auburn has tried to make Mildren keep the ball rather than having the pitch.
Let's give Mike McLaughlin a pat on the back for blocking on that play. Great job. Now we have another quarterback, and Dave Robertson, as Mildren gets a deserved round of applause going to the far sideline, but not from the Golden Eagle.
Great career.
He'll be in the Hula Bowl next Saturday right here on ABC from the 32, first down. Robertson giving to Tim Welsh from Bowie, Texas, a sophomore. Luca on the tackle. Fine 7-yard gain by the first-year man Welsh. Second down and 3. Sophomore is in at right tackle for Oklahoma, Eddie Foster, number 77. And sophomore John McLaughlin, 69, is the right guard. It was Welch carrying on the play. Jack Mildren getting a deserved rest with 7 minutes, 18 seconds left in the Sugar Bowl.
And Rooster getting his bearings by giving the ball to the fullback without having to run any of the options the first couple of snaps.
And as you might expect, Oklahoma has set a new Sugar Bowl rushing record today, 380 total yards. So from the 44 now, first down, Robertson at quarterback. Wiley carried on the play. Robertson is a junior from Garden Grove, California. Year out on the tackle. Now Chuck Fairbanks has his second string offensive line playing. Snapping the ball is Jeep Dewberry from Clinton, Oklahoma. So with the ball at the 45, second down and 9 for the Sooners. Willie Franklin is the end number 80, split to the near side. Well, Everett Marshall, a senior from Englewood, California, gets inside the Auburn 40.
Looked a little bit like Pruitt, the way he turned that corner and lit that afterburner.
7-yard gain, third down and 2, and now Oklahoma, 410 net yards in the game on 86 plays. Already we've had a total of 142 plays. That was Joe Wiley getting more than enough. Sansbury and Simmons on the tackle, coming up to the 6-minute mark.
When you can hit the whole front, Chris, going either side equally well, which is what the wishbone has, you're not isolated, overshifted sort of to one side where the defense can play. You can go either side equally well, and you have the quickness inside as well as the speed outside. It really pressures that defense.
I have to take a penalty, but I blew that when I said it was the first down. Second down, a little more than 1. Welch gets the first down for Oklahoma inside the Auburn 25 at the 24. And the referee, James Artley, called for a momentary officials timeout to go into the Oklahoma huddle. Now moves over to the far sideline. Joining him is junior quarterback Dave Robertson, number 15. That's Chuck Fairbanks with his hands in his pocket.
Probably, Chris, I really can't tell you that myself, but I'm not sure that the quarterback, Robertson, did not say something to the official. I guess not. He's coming back.
The official keeps reaching in his right pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a Happy New Year gift or something.
Well, maybe that he's saying that Robertson moves a little bit before the ball is snapped, and that's illegal motion, and he wants to be sure that that's corrected.
Oklahoma just gaining its 27th first down, also a Sugar Bowl record. So from the 24, first down. 424 yards for Oklahoma, 242 for Auburn. Welsh, number 45. 93 is Sansbury, 52 is Bill Luca of the Auburn defense. and number 39, John Hayward.
That last play, Chris, reminds me of something Greg Pruitt told Steve Owens, Oklahoma's Heisman Trophy winner. Steve was a great ball carrier, averaged about 3.8 yards for his career. Pruitt said, gee, Steve, if we only make 4 yards, that's a busted play.
Second down and 6 now from the 20. Robertson, the quarterback for Oklahoma. Wiley loses it, and right on one bounce, year out. The co-captain, number 69. His moment of glory as a senior defensive tackle. Robertson next to tackle. Tommy, year out.
And that's the first bad Oklahoma error of the day. Let's watch year out again. We had an isolated camera on him. Here he is, fighting off the block, moving to the outside. Wiley bobbles the pitch here. Year out comes in, and it looks like the lateral was thrown to him. Goal line ahead and foot race. And year out does his very best, but Robertson does get to him.
And year out brings it back to the Oklahoma 33 as Sullivan gives to Unger. Number 22. Time left 4 1/2 minutes in the Sugar Bowl. Incidentally, year out, in addition to intercepting that fumble, had 8 tackles today, solos, with 10 assists. He is a senior. Next Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports, live via the satellite from Honolulu at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, the Hula Bowl featuring the nation's top collegiate players from this past season. It's next Saturday. Some players like Ed Marinaro, Jerry Taggy of Nebraska, Jack Mildren of Oklahoma, as Sullivan hits his favorite target, Terry Beasley, for a 1st and 10 at the Oklahoma 12.
Let's take a look at it again. Beasley on the left, Sullivan on the right, drops back. This is simply the little inside post pattern. He's looking for the ball in the clear. Beasley puts it right on the numerals.
Ball is near the 11 and the 12, and a 1st and 10 for Auburn, trailing 40-7 with 3 minutes 50 seconds left in the game. Sullivan. Hey, what a play! Beasley tried to go up in the air and pull it in, but deep in the end zone was Sandy Cannon, number 44.
That's a rather unusual fake, Chris. Which, of course, it wasn't. I think that he did overthrow Beasley.
67 yards in 3 plays following the interception.
Take a look at it again. Cannon, the wingback, downfield. Pope is behind him as he plants and moves to the outside, and I guess maybe I called that wrong. I think that pass was thrown to him all of the time. I don't. Maybe we'll take another look at it and we'll be able to tell a little bit better whether Sullivan really did overthrow him, but the move that Cannon made was great.
Only the second time the Jets had a chance to work today, trying for the point after it's up, and it's good. A timeout at the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, Louisiana, the home of Pete Fountain. With 3:44 to go in the game, it's Oklahoma 40, Auburn 14. Well, Auburn, 67 yards in 3 plays following an intercepted fumble by co-captain Tommy Yearout. It was a pass thrown by Pat Sullivan to Cannon, so it's 40-14 with 3:44 to go in the game. Joe Wiley is deep, along with Roy Bell, number 35, to the far side.
And they're playing for an onside kick.
Oh, it's a touchback. Roy Bell downing it in the end zone. And incidentally, some few moments ago or minutes ago, you saw the official, the referee James Artley, talking to Chuck Fairbanks and reaching in his right pocket. He was trying to find a contact lens in his pocket that he had picked up on the artificial turf belonging to one of the Oklahoma players. So now Oklahoma leading 40-14 with a 1st and 10 at the 20. James Stokely, number 9, is the sophomore quarterback, 5'11", 177 from Fort Worth, Texas. There he is. Loose ball. Hey! Auburn gets it. 2 errors by the Sooners.
And you've got to wonder a little bit, Chris, if those errors had happened earlier in the game, what the score would be. And we should point out, of course, though, that those errors have not happened with Mildren.
Sansbury recovering the fumble. Number 93, a junior from Atmore, Alabama.
Let's watch Yearout again. Yearout, number 69. The center snap was sort of bobbled, but Yearout just knocks the ball away. And Auburn again is in business as Oklahoma makes its second major error of the game.
Well, we can see Sullivan again as he sends Beasley as a flanker. Beasley's going down the middle now. Beasley has the ball. Beasley tackled at the 7. First and goal. Roach on the tackle.
Dual isolation again on the last play. Let's take a look at it. Beasley on the left, Sullivan on the right. Beasley looking at the defensive man covering, then moving to his inside, and Sullivan delivering the ball perfectly again right on those numbers.
Well, despite their one loss this year to Alabama and what's happening here today, that combination, Bud, is one of the great combinations in the history of college football.
The way they moved it, Chris, on occasion, you can tell what great potential the team has.
Sullivan, as we look at Sansbury, who recovered the fumble. There you see those see-through shirts. Sullivan with 19 completions and 38 tries for 244 yards. 3:28 left in the game. The play is resumed following that 13-yard strike from Sullivan to Beasley. It'll be first and goal at the 7. A timeout at the Sugar Bowl, meanwhile, in New Orleans. 3:28 left in the game. The score, Oklahoma 40, Auburn 14. 28 left in the clock. First and goal for Auburn at the Oklahoma 7, 40-14. In motion is Henley. Sullivan intended for cannon number 44, who caught the last touchdown pass from Sullivan.
And John Milstead making a fine rush.
Second and goal from the 7. We have Henley in the backfield, 23, Unger 22, Schmalz 89, Beasley 88, and Robinette 86, the tight end. Sullivan, of course, the quarterback. Beasley is set up to the far side. Beasley, and the official says no. Caught the pass, but at the half-yard spot.
Let's look at it again. There's just no way the defensive halfback has much of a chance on this play. Beasley on the left, Sullivan on the right, dropping back. Beasley a little bit of a head fake to the inside. He's hit, bounces to the outside as Sullivan delivers the ball. And low, Beasley sees it into the pocket. And there's just no way the defender can get to a ball like that.
Beasley 6 catches, 116 yards, third and goal for Auburn. 6 points for the Tigers. Harry Unger scoring his second touchdown of the afternoon, capping a 20-yard drive, 4 plays. So the Auburn fans have something to cheer about, coming a little late in the Sugar Bowl, because at halftime, Auburn trailed 31-0. Now it's 40-20. 2:45 left in the game. Gardner Jeff trying for the point. Fake as they go for 2. And they get it. Dave Beck, number 19, a fine defensive player and the holder for the kicks, gets in there for 2. So it's 40-22, and it took him only 55 seconds, Bud, to score the last time. Previous time, 1 minute and 3 seconds.
We just need to get some more fumbles, Chris.
Yes.
Let's watch it again. There's the fake. He got up really a little bit quicker than you'd like to have him, but he did make a fine move, faking inside and turning the corner outside. And then he does make a good drive to just barely get the ball on the goal line. Any point of the ball touching any point of the line is the touchdown.
You're looking at Wiley to the near side, Bell 35 near the top of your screen, awaiting Auburn's kick as we have the highest scoring Sugar Bowl ever. 62 total points.
And Oklahoma's deepest defenders are on the 25-yard line, so they're really playing onside kick. He kicks it away, of course, it will go into the end zone.
This is Pruitt. And he does just that. Hanging in the air. Roy Bell over there looking at the ball. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. A.B. Nicholas Jr., Captain Joseph T. Katz, Mr. Charles Zatterin, and the entire Sugar Bowl committee for their kind cooperation. They're really hospitable. We'd also like to thank Oklahoma Athletic Director Wade Walker, head coach Chuck Fairbanks and his staff, and sports information director John Keith. The same to the folks at Auburn, the athletic director Jeff Beard, the head coach Ralph Shook Jordan and his staff, and sports information director Buddy Davidson. 2:45 to go in the game. James Stokely is the Oklahoma quarterback. Giving to Welch.
I would be surprised if Oklahoma did much in the way of fancy ball handling from here on out, Chris. I think they want to freeze it.
And the clock keeps running as the play was stopped at the 25. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Sooners. Coming to the near side, number 80, Willie Franklin. Welch again, playing from the near back in the wishbone, or the fullback position. Sibley on the tackle. Finally, the executive producer of the Sugar Bowl, Roone Arledge. Today's telecast produced by Chuck Howard, directed by Andy Sedaris, associate producer Terry Jastro, associate director Jim Jeanette, technical director John Allen, Roy Robbins, the engineering supervisor Bob Zinke, the unit manager, and Andy Crawford, assistant to the producer. They're the best in the business. Everett Marshall, stopped by the Auburn defense. Bill Newton helping on the tackle as you see the clock running. Final moments of the 38th Sugar Bowl Classic.
And I don't believe Oklahoma's going to punt. I think they're going to try to pick up the first down.
And they need Bud as we look to the far.
I guess I'm wrong, Chris. I think Carroll is in the game at tight end. Yeah, he is. I didn't see him come from the sidelines.
Right, though, those jerseys, it's sort of difficult to get any number. All right, now on 4th and less than 1. Wiley will kick this one into the wind. Gets it high, allowing for good kick coverage and a fair catch being called for by Johnny Simmons. 38-yard punt by Joe Wiley. Oklahoma today has rushed 83 times for 420 yards. You've seen approximately 30 or more plays than you'll see on Monday nights, because the colleges snap it quicker and they run off the plays in about 17 seconds after the ball has been made ready for play. Auburn. Sullivan leading Henley, number 23, from the 33-yard line.
That was the 161st play, Chris, which really means that there maybe are 40 to 45 more plays in the college game.
No wonder I'm tired. But there's excitement galore, as you've seen here. A team that was down 31-0 at halftime. Score now 40-22 with 50 seconds on the clock. And reminding you again that many of the players, the stars that you saw here today, will be playing in the Hula Bowl live via the satellite on ABC's Wide World of Sports this Saturday afternoon. Sullivan throwing. It was tipped away by Steve O'Shaughnessy. So it'll bring up a 3rd down play. 3rd and 10.
And that Oklahoma secondary is way, way back deep. It's going to be awfully hard to hit anything long.
I'd like to thank our spotter, Bill Friel, and wish him a happy new year, as we do to our statistician, Jerry Kapstein. And I hope they'll be as good this year as they were last year. Sullivan. Frustration. Jeff Nordgren, who already has one today, the senior from Covington, Louisiana. Pass intended for Dick Schmaltz, number 89, as Robinette comes into the Auburn lineup, number 86, and we have 41 seconds left with a 4th down coming up.
This may be the last play that we're going to see of Pat Sullivan as a collegian.
Pat Sullivan. Smalls was the intended receiver, and the middle linebacker, Steve Aycock of Midland, Texas, knocked it away. So on downs, the Sooners take over. And the Sooners, who scored 19 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second. Here in the second half, they've come up with 9 more to hold a 40-22 lead with 36 seconds left in the ball game. Jack Mildren has just been named as the most valuable player in the ball game, getting the Miller-Digby Trophy.
I would say that's a rather understandable choice. He truly had a great day.
Tim Welsh carrying on the play. Mildren scored 3 touchdowns himself. He picked up over 100 yards, and his field generalship was superb. In fact, his total today rushing was 149 yards. Oklahoma now with a 2nd down and 9 from the Auburn 32. Stokely. He's a sophomore from Fort Worth, Texas, and the Oklahoma staff were mindful of looking for a new quarterback for the coming season. Perhaps Stokely is it.
Everybody's got the ball. Chris has superior speed. They have it. As we see Jack Mildren talking to Coach Chuck Fairbanks, a happy pair. They've had a tremendous season. Rewrote all of the record books of offensive football for the NCAA.
89 is Harold Paul of the Oklahoma Sooners over there on the far sideline, as we have a 1st and 10 from the 13. There's that last second pitch for no gain to Joe Wiley. And time has expired. And the highest scoring Sugar Bowl game ever. A total of 62 points as we look at the MVP, number 11, Jack Mildren. Once again, the final score, Oklahoma 40, Auburn 22. This has been an ABC Television Network sports presentation.